Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. Today's Team of the Week after round 6 of the 2020 Carling Currie Cup. Just a selection of the 15 best performing players. It was quite a difficult one to choose because there were a lot of good performances. You look at the Cheetahs, the Western Province, almost nothing separating them. The Sharks, fantastic down in Durban. The Pumas putting up a really good fight against the Lions, but the Lions managed to weather that storm and be able to still get the results. So lots of good individual performances across the board. So it was quite difficult to whittle it down to the top sort of 50. And there are a lot of players who were very sort of bit of a roll of the dice between which one we really went with. But yeah, before we look at the team itself, please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner there. Smash a like on the video, jump in the comments, let me know what you thought, which players stood out for you, what do you think of the team and of the weekend as a whole. So if we look at the team, that is what we have gone with. First of all, the all Western Province front row. It was very difficult. I thought Bowen Fenter was very impressive for the Cheetahs. Once again, won some crucial scrum penalties. And you know, Jakob Asaki is always very good at hooker for Lions. He makes a lot of tackles. He gets around the park very well. If you look at the Sharks, I couldn't really fault Oxen Chairs fault performance either. Made a lot of tackles, won a couple of turnovers, was quite good in the loose. But I went with the Western Province front row just because you know that is what sort of gave the Western Province the edge, and that largely they did start to sort of dominate. And especially you look at that. Some key moments in the games, they really did stand up and are such a good trio together. But yeah, as I said, it could have gone either way. Bowen Fenter could have been in there, Oxenshire could have been there. I thought Pheasant Barter was quite good in his first start. You even look at the Griquas and you can't really, you know, you can't say much too many bad things about Andrew Beerwinkel, about Alan Van Rooyen. Made a lot of tackles, worked quite hard. So it was a very, very difficult position to choose. As was the locks really. I went with JJ van der Mesht. Made a lot of tackles, you know, made quite a lot of carries. I think he made about 5 carries. I thought Carl Wechner was very good as well. Leads very well. And for the Griquas, Ivan Kutsia was pretty solid. It was quite also another difficult position to choose from. And yeah, I went with JJ van der Mesht and JD Schikkeling. Just because I thought that those are the two that sort of, when I was watching, just sort of stood out, and I saw a lot of in terms of just their general contribution. So yeah, but it was a difficult one again. And then the loose trio began to get a little bit easier just because there were some big standout performances. First of all, Gideon van der Merwe, he was absolutely everywhere for the Griquas. You look at on the defense, he made 10 tackles, he won 6 turnovers, he scored 2 tries. You know, he made 10 carries. He was really, really good and very hard-working in a losing cause. And I don't think it'll be long before other unions start to look at him and potentially try and maybe bring him into their setup. Johan de Toy was a key figure in the Western Province defense. He made a table-topping 9 tackles, missing just 1. Very much in the mold of Pete de Toy. Very hard worker, very physical, makes a lot of tackles, gets around the park. And then Siko Mozenoche, well, there's not much more you could say. It was man of the match and a very good performance. He made 47 meters across 10 carries, beating 10 defenders and getting 1 clean break. Not to mention the fact that he also made 7 tackles as well. So a very good performance by Siko Mozenoche. For scrum off, I looked at Andre Warner. Zach Berger always tries hard. It was quite a quiet game for him. I went with Jaden Hendrickson for his kicking game. For a game which, when it was tight, was quite difficult. They used his boot to quite a good effect, and he actually made 7 kicks throughout the match. And yeah, you know, he's just for somebody who's coming through the setup, a very good apt replacement for Sneil Nahamba. And I think he will push Nahamba quite a lot in the coming months for that starting position. For number 10, I went with Tim Sweel simply because of that clutch penalty he kicked at the end. I thought Cohen Bosch was equally very impressive down against the Griquas. Marina Fortain also worked very hard for the Cheetahs. Didn't have much to do in terms of attacking, but he did do a lot on defense. But I just thought Tim Sweel kicked very, very well and kicked them the victory, really. You can't say much more than that. Joe didn't do too much in the attack, but he just kicked very well. And sometimes having that goal kicker is what you need. In terms of the wings, Roscoe Speckman gets the nod probably ahead of Yao Penke, who's, they're much of a muchness, really, to be honest. But if you look at the stats, Roscoe Speckman made 66 meters across 10 carries, scoring a try, beating a defender and making a clean break. He also made 4 tackles, didn't miss any on defense. If you look at Yao Penke, he made 7 carries, but didn't make too many meters. On defense was a bit better, 5. Also won 3 turnovers. So, you know, very different games. But I thought Speckman was a big part of the Cheetahs comeback, and that try he scored at the end, towards the end, was very, very good. He's part of my Bernard Koch, who was everywhere for the Sharks. He scored a try, made a lot of carries. But he's just such a hard worker. He always looks very busy. When he gets the ball, he's not the fastest player, but he's quite physical, so he likes to come inside. He's very good at holding the ball up and letting the sort of Sharks reset and waiting for reinforcements, which is a nice quality to have. For the centres, Francois Steyn partners with Kanya. France Steyn kicked immaculately for the Cheetahs. He also was very good. I mean, he just brings a lot of experience to the entire side. When you look at it, very vocal, tells the side exactly what to do. Didn't have too much to do on the defence, but he made 5 tackles. And then I've gone with Lekanya, who was everywhere, absolutely everywhere. He got to try himself, made 5 carries, 5 passes. Often very good with his offloads, and was fairly solid in defence. And then for the fullback, I mean, when you score 22 points, how do you not get into the team of the week? So that was a crowd easy pick with Tian Swanepoel. Clayton Blommetjies played pretty well, as did Apelele Fassi, who got a try. But I mean, Tian Swanepoel kicked well, he ran well, he was solid on defence. If you look at some of his stats, he made his 2 tackles and 1 turnover, made 60 metres across 8 carries, beating 2 defenders and getting 1 clean break, as well as 1 offload. So, yeah, I mean, that was the team we've gone with. As I said, a lot of different changes. A lot of other players could have come into it quite easily. So let me know what you think of the side down below. If there are any players you thought were missed. I thought Eric Henry is another man, another player who I thought played pretty well this weekend. The Pumas played quite well. They pushed the Lions to right to the end. And, you look at somebody, Pumzile Makondana, also played nicely. He was quite good in defence. So, yeah, I mean, there's always any players you have to leave out. So let me know what you thought of the team itself. We will be back with 5 things learned tomorrow, as well as a live watch along on Wednesday. Bulls versus Lions. 1600 hours is the time that has been confirmed. So kick off at 4 o'clock there, as opposed to the original 7 o'clock. Please make sure you keep it locked on Forever Sports. Subscribe to the channel, smash a like, and I'll chat to you very soon.